that's our phonics for today. Let's move on to some reading. And we'll start with some vocabulary. And we're still talking about places and travel. But in particular, we've got a story today called The Amazing Escape. Okay, and it's a true story. So let's see some words from that story and see if you can think what it might be about. Number 1, explorer. Explorer. Someone who goes out into the world to places that other people maybe have never been to. Explorer. Melt. Something is cold and frozen. It can warm up and melt, like the ice cube in this picture. And before it melts, it is frozen. Frozen. Sink, or past participle, sank. If a boat or a ship has a problem, it might sink. In which case, you might need to use a lifeboat. A lifeboat. Many ships are equipped with lifeboats that you can use. If the main boat sinks, you can jump into a lifeboat for safety. Survive. Survive. If you do manage to get off a sinking ship and into a lifeboat, you may be able to survive rather than die. Storm. A storm, especially a storm at sea, can be very dangerous. So you might have thunder and lightning, strong winds, heavy rain, maybe even snow. Storm. Wave. A storm at sea might cause huge waves, which again can be dangerous if you're on a boat. And finally, rescue. Rescue. If you are lost at sea or you need help, somebody else can come and rescue you. Like save you, rescue. So one more time. Explorer. Melt. Frozen. Sink or sank. Lifeboat. Survive. Storm. Wave. And rescue. Okay, so these words are going to come up in the story, so you might have some idea what the story is about by now. And it's called The Amazing Escape. And it's a true story of events that actually happened. So let's have a look and read together. The Amazing Escape. Ernest Shackleton was a famous explorer. He wanted to explore Antarctica, and in August 1914, he left England. His crew of 28 men sailed on the ship, the Endurance, to the South Atlantic Ocean, and then towards Antarctica. Almost 1 day's journey from their destination, the ship stopped because of the thick ice. So, the crew had to wait on the ship for the ice to melt. But as the ice melted, the ship started to break. The crew left the ship and camped on the frozen ocean. Eventually, the Endurance sank. After months of living on the broken ice, the men could sail to land in their lifeboats. They landed on Elephant Island in April 1915. Shackleton decided to find help. He made one of the most dangerous journeys ever when he tried to return to the island of South Georgia. He and 5 other men survived storms and waves of 16 meters in one lifeboat. On landing, Shackleton and 2 men had to climb for 36 hours to find help. It took a further 3 months to rescue Shackleton's men from Elephant Island. But amazingly, all 22 men survived. Okay, so there's an amazing true story there about survival and escape. I hope you were able to pick out some of those words in there and understand what they mean. So now we're going to look at some sentences and put them in the correct order. So have a read again while I write on the board. So A, most of the crew stayed on Elephant Island. B, the Endurance, that's the name of the ship, the Endurance left England. Okay, so these are all correct sentences, but we need you to put them in the right order. C, the ship couldn't move in the ice and later sank. D, all the men from Elephant Island were rescued. E, Shackleton and 5 men went to South Georgia. Okay, so 5 sentences there from the story. And we're going to put them in order. So have a read, see if you can pick out the words from when we talked about vocabulary. The Endurance is the name of the ship. Okay, remember sank, rescued. Okay, I give you a minute to have a look and then we'll do it together. Okay, so let's start. The first thing that happened from all of these events was that B, the Endurance left England. The ship left England. There's number one. What happened next? Number two, the ship couldn't move and later sank. What happened next? Number three, most of the crew stayed on Elephant Island, while number four, Shackleton and 5 men went to South Georgia, which led to finally all the men from Elephant Island were rescued. Okay, so an amazing story there. Let's finish off with some writing, and we're still talking about the story. When we write a paragraph, the first sentence is very important because it tells you what the